Agility Basculegion, Choice Band Hisuian Arcanine, and Regidrago are 3 Pokemon I brought to the World Championship in order to try and attempt the crown once again. We're going to be trying out this team and see how well it performs on the channel. This is my 2023 Pokemon World Championship team that I brought, featuring Regidrago and Agility Basculegion. A lot of the idea comes from similar team concepts to my previous successful teams in 2019-2022 with Torn Ogre, this time trying out with Regidrago that is able to do some really strong spread damage. The idea is very similar and a lot of the sets are very common, as we saw in my 2022 Worlds report with the Choice Band Rillaboom and the Assault Vest Incineroar, and now there are changes with the Assault Vest Rillaboom that helps out against Flutter Mane, which is the main nuisance for Regidrago, which is pretty big. And then the Choice Band on Arcanine that allows me to do a lot of damage, also helps out with like Chi, Flutter Mane, and a few other factors, while giving me Intimidate, which is just a very big comforting factor. Alongside the Indeedee that allows me to go for like Indeedee Regidrago with Follow Me Dragon Energy, gives me a Trick Room option against opposing Tailwind, and just a lot of support, and then bring back Tornadus is a really nice option. And the Basculegion I thought was a really strong pick because I love the idea of having water coverage. And one of the reasons why I lean towards Basculegion over the Urshifu is I really liked the idea of setup next to sweepers under Tailwind. For instance, a Kyogre and Xerneas, I would click Water Spout with my Kyogre and position it so I can set Geomancy with Xerneas next to it while getting some strong knockouts. Similar concept applies here with the Dragon Energy from Regidrago and then Basculegion, which is a really strong duo if positioned correctly, as I'm able to get the agility free with Basculegion if they're trying to reposition against the Regidrago, and then it's really hard to stop the Basculegion, especially with Last Respect if they gotten a knockout already. So that was the main concept of this team. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and you would like to know more about my Worlds run, I'll link a Twitter thread that I made down below in the description. Flutter Mane, Heatran, Rillaboom, Scizor, Gastrodon, and Sylveon. So definitely one heck of an interesting team, I'll say that much. Double Fairy makes this really weird for Regidrago, unfortunately. So I really like my Arcanine. Arcanine's really good here. Like offensively, puts on a lot of pressure. So I do like Arcanine quite a bit. I also really like Basculegion. Basculegion's really good here. So I kind of like the combination of Arcanine Rillaboom seems like a good opener. It's either Arcanine Rillaboom or Arcanine Basculegion. Both are really, really solid here. I think I want to lean towards the Basculegion a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm going to lean to Basculegion a little bit more. Rillaboom and back, and I think Torn is a really solid one. Or Regidrago could also, or not Regidrago, Indeedee could also help with the Follow Me redirection. I don't think it's necessary though. It also covers for like Terra Grass. Also, Bleak Wind actually does do some pretty significant damage to their team. So I think my game plan here is to try and set up Basculegion and chip away with Arcanine, chip away with Rillaboom. Like they're very expendable in this matchup. I think if I get one agility, depending on like if it's speed boost or Flutter Mane or not, but I don't know. Their team does lack speed, but the question is like, is speed booster worth it on this team? There's something to take advantage of the speed booster, unless they want to use it as an end game sweeper. We'll find out together though. If it is speed booster, we just have to eliminate it quicker or force it to switch out so I can outspeed with Basculegion. Scizor Gastrodon is pretty dang good lead here for me. I'll say that much. I do lead the Basculegion plus the Arcanine here. I'm able to get Intimidate off into both. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. So I think I'm just going to go for a Rillaboom swap. Seems really nice here. And agility. Yeah, I'm just going to agility up straight away with Basculegion. So, because Basculegion is just not threatened, other than Yawn, I guess. But I think they want to kind of scare away the Arcanine immediately. If they're going to Yawn, it's probably into the Arcanine slot, which I think is fine. Even if this doesn't work out, I still think it's pretty acceptable. We're actually going to see a Force Terra from my opponent immediately, which is surprising. Okay. From the Scizor into what Terra? Terra Water. Look who just came in. A Rillaboom. So we're gonna agility up with our Basculegion. The only problem is this actually might be a Yawn because now they can afford to. They go for Sword Stance though. Okay. Earth Power into what was Arcanine. Okay, so that's actually like amazing for me. That's actually amazing for me. Okay. So That's a really, really good turn for me. I can go for a wood hammer here. The question is, who do I want to wood hammer? I think I target down to Scizor. Although Scizor Protect is kind of obvious. I think I'm just going to wood hammer to Scizor though. I just don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for it. And I'm just going to Last Respect, get some damage into Gastrodon, I guess. If Gastrodon protects, that's fine because I get a huge amount of damage to Scizor. If they bullet punch, it's okay because it's only +1. And it looks like they're just giving me the wood hammer opportunity to Scizor. So that's fantastic already. So wood hammer into the Scizor. It's Terra Water. You are going down, my friend. Yep. Love that. Love that. So immediate momentum with the Rillaboom coming in. Scizor's eliminated. Very nice. They can't Terra with the Gastrodon. The Flutter Mane is kind of threatened. It's kind of a weird spot. I don't know if I want to Terra the Rillaboom or not, but it depends. We'll find out, I guess. Their own Rillaboom comes in, which is fine. I have no idea what their counterplay is, but I think that this is a pretty okay opportunity to go Arcanine here. And probably just protect. Trying to figure out what they can really do. They can't really do that much, is the thing. I want to pressure the Rillaboom on their side, so I kind of want to go into Arcanine. I think I'm going to go Arcanine, just protect. Because like they're not going to fake out Earth Power. If they do, I guess it's not that big of a deal because again, they're building on my Last Respects damage, so I think that's like acceptable. But yeah, I'm going to bring out the Arcanine, get the Intimidate off into Rillaboom. Again, I'm okay with them taking the Arcanine. It's fine. Because again, builds up for the Last Respects pressure. So that's one of the benefits of this team. Gastrodon, I'm going to go for a double protect, actually. It failed. So I could have actually just went for the Wood Hammer. And they go for a Wood Hammer attempt into my Basculegion. Okay. I don't know if they have Heatran in the back. They could. Doesn't really matter too much to me. I'm just going to go for Flare Blitz, and I think I'm going to Last Respect the Gastrodon just for the damage, I suppose. Okay, Rillaboom does switch out. Is this Flutter or is this Tran? Sylveon. Okay, so they have Sylveon. That's not taking a Flare Blitz well, I'll say that. So I don't have to have the agility, I guess, for the remainder of the game. Although it's nice because if the Rillaboom is fast on their team for some reason, it ends up working out for me. Flare Blitz is going to come out into Sylveon. Look at how much damage that Choice Band Flare Blitz does into the Sylveon. Absolutely incredible damage. They go for the Earth Power here into my Arcanine. Does pick up the knockout, but at this point, I don't know what they can really do here. So I have a risky play and I have a safe play. The risky play is going out into my Tornadus and just clicking Blink Wind Storm like a madman. The safe play is going Rillaboom. I think I'll just go Rillaboom. And we'll go for a Wood Hammer in the Gastrodon. We'll go for the Last Respect into the Sylveon. They already Terra, so I don't have to worry about like Terra normal random Sylveon here. They go for a double protect. I don't know. I guess they're stalling out and getting grassy terrain. I mean, it kind of works out in my favor because I'm also getting the grassy terrain healing, and I don't mind this situation. I guess they're scouting for what I want to do, but like, there's not really much you could reposition here. I'm pretty sure that Basculegion plus the combination of whatever partner I have, whether it's going to be the Rillaboom or the Tornadus, is just going to win at this point. Especially because they use their Terra early. Because they fired off their Terra turn 1 and didn't get like anything out of it. It's just like really bad for them. I'm going to Wood Hammer here and I'm just going to Last Respect. If they switch out Sylveon, Gastrodon goes down. If they switch out the Gastrodon, Sylveon goes down. Unless they get like a double protect. And I'm actually kind of curious if I do get the Wood Hammer damage into the Gastrodon in a Rillaboom swap, like if they switch in a Rillaboom like they do here. I wonder if the Wood Hammer puts in the range of Last Respect just because of like how strong Last Respect is from a Basculegion here. The Rillaboom coming out. They should go for a double protect. They don't. Last Respect into the Sylveon, picks up that knockout. Okay. And Wood Hammer for free damage. Okay. Yeah, that's still like a pretty hefty chunk. I'm pretty sure I just don't see how they come back. I just don't see how they come back realistically. They're not gonna fake out my... I'm not gonna fake out my Basculegion. I think I'm just gonna go Torn here. And protect. Do I want to protect or do I want to actually go aggressive? Because I can afford to go aggressive. I don't need my Terra on Rillaboom for anything. You know what? Let's just go for the Terra Last Respect into the Rillaboom. There's no way they fake out. If you fake out, I'll be super impressed into the... But they don't even know what Terra I have. I think they're just going to click either fake out into the Rillaboom slot and try to hope that Gastrodon can do something to cheese the Rillaboom, or just Wood Hammer here my Basculegion. And if Last Respect doesn't KO the Rillaboom, the Wood Hammer recoil should. And if I survive, I just get another like Last Respect off, so it's like not that big of a deal. The Last Respect gonna come out, no fake out. Yeah, still a really good amount of damage. Usually if I get like, if they get 2 knockouts onto my team, then usually I'm in a good enough position. But Hammer is able to finish off my Basculegion, but like the game's over at this point. Basculegion's done his job. Guaranteed that I was able to outspeed and get the damage to the Rillaboom. Wood Hammer recoil is just going to be too much for the Rillaboom to handle, and now we just Wood Hammer and the game clean up. So Ice Beam gonna come out. Yep, like I was just worried if they like froze me, like for a fake out Ice Beam combination. Yeah, you see this is exactly why I did the plays that I did. This is exactly why. So we go out into Rillaboom and the game's over. I can't believe they actually froze me like that. Bleak Wind, Wood Hammer, no big deal, just KO the Gastrodon. Torn falls out. Okay. Bleak Wind gonna come out. Doesn't matter. Actually does a pretty impressive amount of damage to Gastrodon, actually. I guess it's a single target still, but doesn't matter. Just need the Wood Hammer. But yeah, pretty slow team. They didn't bring much that actually outsped me. They were trying to bulk, but the thing is, when you Terra Water and I have a Rillaboom that I can bring in, oh boy. Like, I didn't want to Flare Blitz because the Gastrodon threatened the Arcanine, but also, like, the fact that, like, Rillaboom was just very safe, and it allowed me a position to set up, I think, for my Basculegion, and it ended up working out really well, because we went to Scizor, they Terra Watered, they didn't get any damage off with that Sword Stance, boosted Scizor, and I was in a really good position afterward. Fluttermane, Tatsugiri, Iron Hands, Dondozo, Dragonite, Shienpao. This looks like just a classic Regulation C team. It really is a classic Regulation C team. I don't mind Dondozo. It really depends, but Regidrago does go pretty crazy against like a bunch of the combinations. I just gotta make sure that Fluttermane's checked, but otherwise I'm in a really good spot for the most part. I just don't know if I want to bring Torn or not. I do like Regidrago. NED is actually pretty good here. I actually do like it a lot. Arcanine's not too bad, but I don't think it's necessary. I do like Basculegion cleanup though. I think I'm gonna do Regidrago plus NDD, and then in the back the Rillaboom plus the Basculegion. If they want to leave Fluttermane, then I can try to pivot around. I think that's completely fine. They're actually kind of weak to Trick Room. If they don't, yeah, they are kind of weak to Trick Room. Their ways of beating Trick Room is going to be the priority with the Dragonite, and that's kind of fine for me because if they lead Dragonite, Shienpao, I just lead the Regidrago plus the NDD. I click Follow Me, I click Dragon Energy, and it's really hard for them to recover from. And if they lead like Fluttermane, then that means I can pretty much just get Trick Room next to Rillaboom, and they have a really tough time of dealing with that. So let's see what they decide to lead. Going to be Iron Hands Dondozo, which ends up working out really well for me. I'll take it because I have the Psychic Terrain preventing the fake out. A Dondozo. Don't know what it goes for here. I think I'm just gonna go for a Helping Hand. Dragon Energy covers pretty much everything except maybe Fluttermane coming in, but I think that's fine if it does. They could go for Order Up if they have it, but I don't know. Just they do have the Stretchy Tatsugiri, so they could be Order Up, I suppose. I guess I could just Dragon Energy and Follow Me. It's pretty safe. So it could be Earthquake. But I'll just Dragon Energy. I think it's a pretty okay turn one. If they go out at Tatsugiri, they have to go into Tatsugiri turn one to also get that strategy up, and that means I get a free Rillaboom in. Which means I already forced them into a really awkward position. Maybe I could set up Agility alongside. So we'll find out. Like, I don't think this is a bad spot at all. Especially if we can force a Terra, but okay. I wish I clicked Helping Hand Dragon Energy because that would just nuke the seat. this field right here, but Dragon Energy is gonna come out, do so much damage. That just knocks out Tontoso. I love this mon. Drain Punch gonna come out in Entity. Just did they not bring Tatsu? Is it Storm Drain Tatsu? I'll take it, but like not what I expected. Flare gonna come in, not too surprising. I think I just protect my Regidrago, and I think I just get free psychic damage into the Iron Hands, I'm pretty sure. Is it not Tatsugiri? I guess like Flare makes sense being brought here, but let's see. Dazzling Gleam gonna come out, which is fine. That's gonna do some damage to Entity. I'm pretty sure I go down before Trickle can get set up, so that's okay. I'm just trying to get my free switch to Rillaboom. Here comes a Psychic into Iron Hands. Pretty good damage. Drain Punch is going to heal it. Or no, they targeted down the Regidrago. Okay, that makes it a little bit awkward, I suppose. I mean, I still think it's okay. I'm just going to Earth Power the Iron Hands, and I'm just going to go for a... Follow me? I mean, I'd rather just Helping Hand. Because they're going to click Gleam again. Yeah, they're just going to click Gleam again. I'm just going to Helping Hand the Regidrago. Because I don't need Psychic Terrain anymore. I guess, like, what could be a problem? Shein Pow could be a problem, I suppose. Under the right conditions. We're going to see the Gleam knock out both. Oh, that's Specs. Okay, so that Specs 100% confirmed. Which isn't that bad for me. Because I just go Rillaboom, I click Woodhammer into... Want Agility, or do I want to go for Last Respect? I think I want to go for Last Respect. Yeah, I just want a Last Respect. Okay. This Gleam's not going to KO my Basculegion. I'm gonna Woodhammer here. I'm gonna Last Respect the Flutter Mane. All right, I guess we have a game. It's just trying to figure out like how the remainder is gonna go. It was Tatsugiri in the back. I'm curious, but yeah, I just go for Woodhammer. I don't think they're gonna tear. If they tear the Iron Hands, we'll see. We'll see. That'd be really solid from them, but I just don't think they're gonna make that play. We'll find out together, I suppose. Because I could go for the Fake Out into Iron Hands. I don't know if they swapped the Flutter Mane, but if they swapped the Flutter Mane, it's fine. Whatever's coming is taking a Last Respect, and that is a lot. If it's Shein Pow, basically, if Flutter Mane switches out Shein Pow, I just go for the Terra afterward. They do go for Gleam. Yeah, I am able to tank it with both Pokemon. Last Respect is able to come out and knock out the Flutter Mane, so Flutter Mane is eliminated. Beautiful. And Woodhammer into the... Iron Hands is going to pick up a knockout. Now the question is going to be the Shein Pow. If it's Shein Pow in the bag, that's the only one I'm like really concerned about. I guess like also they still have not Terra, so I'm kind of curious on what the last Pokemon is. It is Tatsugiri, so I'm a little... They gotta lock in a Dragon move, right? I'm just gonna Woodhammer to Tatsugiri, and I'm just gonna Protect. Because if it's Draco Meteor, it goes for Draco Meteor, and I have Terra Fairy on my Basculegion, so I feel very, very fine with them locking the Draco Meteor. Unless it's not Scarf, but I feel like Tatsugiri... I mean, they're usually Scarf or Sash. They go for Draco Meteor, so we confirm the lock-in right here. But I mean, Woodhammer should just kill the Tatsugiri. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't Sash. I'm pretty sure it was Scarf. And we won even if Draco Meteor crit because I just go for the Terra Fairy with the Basculegion. So, okay, didn't even have to Agility, but like, Dragon Energy just did so much damage. It's just insane how much that mon did. We knocked out the Nandozon. Even if Tatsugiri came in, it was taking 50%. Like, that's just absolutely insane to me. Cresselia, Ursaluna, Iron Hands, Flutter Mane, Torkoal, and Amoonguss. All right, a very, very big Trick Room team. Let's see. This is going to be kind of awkward. Like, I have enough tools to help out against Trick Room, but I'm not exactly 100% certain of how I want to manage this. I think I want to do Arcanine lead with Regidrago, because if they lead Flutter Mane, I pressure a lot with Drago. So I do like that combination. I think Rillaboom in the back for fake out support, and then Basculegion as the last, because I like the idea of Last Respect being able to really punish them. The only problem is going to be the what's it called? One of the problems is going to be the Flutter Mane, and the other one's going to be like what Terrace to Cresselia, because that's going to be a big one. But I think I have enough tools. We'll find out. It's going to be the combination of Iron Hands, Cresselia. Okay, so that's fine. I lead Arcanine plus Regidrago. In a pretty good position, I think, turn 1. And imagine this is just fake out into Drago and Trick Room. I'm just going to go out into Rillaboom here, and I'm just going to go for Protect, I think. Or do I could Dragon Energy here. You know what? There is a chance they fake out the Arcanine too. I think I'm just going to Dragon Energy. Because if they fake out, it's -1. I get Grassy Terrain healing back, so I'll probably be like, I wouldn't say full, but near full. I think I'd still be okay. Bring out the Rillaboom. See what the rest is going to entail. Okay, and if they don't fake out, I just get free Dragon Energy, and like, look at how much damage I just did to their team. Like, that is a huge amount of damage turn 1. They go for a Volt Switch, so they're just trying to bring in like one of their heavy hitter offensive threats, whether it's the Ursaluna or if it's going to be the Cresselia. We'll find out which one. So, really glad I didn't go for the Protect. I'm glad I just went for a Dragon Energy to try to cover for anything. We're going to see Torkoal come in. Okay. Did Terra Fairy? I don't think so. Or Terra Fairy Crest. Trick Room does come out. Okay. I have pretty good pivots around, so I don't feel like I'm super concerned about this. Just don't be Terra Ghost Torkoal, and I'll be completely fine. I'm going to fake out. I'm just going to Dragon Energy and get as much damage as I possibly can into the field. I want to eliminate their Trick Room setter if I can, which is their Cresselia. Once I get their Cresselia and still out Trick Room, I'm in a really good position. We're going to see a Terra, so this might be Cresselia, which we forced a Terra, so it's not like awful. Yeah, it is Terra Fairy Cresselia. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit awkward, but I still think it should still be all right for the most part. We're going to see the Torkoal Protect. All right. So I don't have to worry about Terra on the Ursaluna, which is good. Is this Lunar Blessing, or are they getting damage here? They are getting damage here with Moonblast. Okay. Into my Drago, that's fine. Special attack drop is not great. Okay, Dragon Energy is going to fail, but I don't mind that. I'm actually surprised they didn't go for turn 1, but this ends up working out pretty all right here for me. I'm going to go for my Terra with my Rillaboom and go for a Wood Hammer into the Cresselia, and then I think I'm just going to protect Regidrago to get a bit of leftovers recovery. I'm feeling pretty good about the situation just because now I don't have to worry about like Terrify or Eruption under the sun. Granted, I do have some pretty good switches with the Assault Vest Rillaboom with the Terrifier now active, and the Arcanine still in the back. I want to protect instead of going hard into Arcanine because I want the Intimidate for the Iron Hands the following turn, which I think is going to be pretty big. And again, I want to try to eliminate the Cresselia as quick as possible. The Torkoal's not like the biggest threat right now. The Cresselia is, and even if I go for like a knockoff into the Torkoal, maybe I get rid of a Charcoal, but the problem is the Cresselia is just healing with Lunar Blessing, so it's still getting the full power, so I'm not really weakening the Eruption too much here. They go for a Helping Hand, which ends up working out perfectly fine for me. So they were just trying to get like as powerful as an Eruption as they can. We will go for Protect here. This Eruption's still going to do a decent amount, maybe 50%. It's Torkoal under the sun, although this is Terrifier Rillaboom in with Assault Vest, but yeah, it does like about 50. Okay, Wood Hammer. Goodbye, Cresselia. Nice. So now their Dragon Energy switchings are very limited, which I'm very pleased about. And even if they take knockouts, Last Respect is going to be really powerful and really hard for them to stop. So not bad turns around. We're going to see Ursaluna come in, I think. Yep. I guess the question, so Turns a Trick Room. How do I want to perform against this? I feel like I would still want to just go for a Woodhammer into the Ursaluna. And just hard swap into Arcanine anyway. Even if they go for like an Earthquake or a Headlong Rush, I still think that this is the best course of action. It's getting this Intimidate off. Because the thing is, you Earthquake next to Torkoal, I guess. I mean, I still think that I can win with just a combination of Basculegion next to Regidrago, so I think I'm okay with that. They go for an Earth Power into the Rillaboom, which isn't even going to pick up a knockout. Did they go for Earthquake? No, they went for Facade, actually, so Arcanine coming in ends up working out really well. I think they expected the Arcanine on the other slot, or they thought the Earth Power was going to KO, but nope, not the case. Woodhammer going to come out into the Ursaluna. I pick up that knockout, and now I'm in a fantastic spot against the rest of their team. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Goodbye, Rillaboom. You have done a very good job, though. And I will go out and Regidrago and get that bit of leftovers recovery, I think. So yeah, we're going to go on a Regidrago. And I think I'm just going to switch out Arcanine to Basculegion because they're probably just Drain Punching and or powering anyway. Basculegion should be able to tank that pretty much like no problem. This could be a mistake, I guess. I am going to probably rely on inaccurate win cons if they do hard read me here somehow. Like if they wall charge hard into my Arcanine, which I don't know if they would, but we'll see. But I am going to retreat Arcanine. I am going to go out into Basculegion. We'll see. Like even if they wall charge, they take a lot of damage. And Dragon Energy from Regidrago is still on the board. And I probably could just like flare. I don't know. I would still be able to flare this win con, I think. Earth Power, they crit. That's fine. They did Drain Punch into the Arcanine. Perfect. Sun fades. And the likelihood of my opponent being able to win, I think, has just gone down significantly. So now we can just Dragon Energy into Last Respect. Pick up the knockout into the Iron Hands. And that should be able to seal it up. So Dragon Energy, Last Respect. Finish off the Iron Hands. And yeah, like I don't think Torkoal can beat these Pokemon. They're going to protect. They're hoping for a mistake where I double up into Torkoal and pray that Iron Hands gets to move, but that's not going to be the case at all. Here comes the Dragon Energy. And 30%. Yep. Last Respect. I just love these two next to each other. Like one of the core foundations of this team is just like these two next to each other. It's so much fun. Goodbye, Iron Hands. And yeah, now I can just Wave Crash Dragon Energy to Torkoal. There is nothing they can really do here against my team. And yep, they are going to forfeit because they do realize that. So pretty good offensive tools against Trick Room, which I did really like. I was able to get rid of, again, their Regidrago answer, which was the Terra Fairy Cresselia. And once I got rid of that and installed a bit of Trick Room, was in a pretty dominant spot once Trick Room was over. And I was just able to outspeed and just OHKO their threats. Rank number 155. I was a little bit slow on recording right there, but we have a Tinkaton, a Fluttermane, Tornadus, and Carniform, or Shifu for Rigraff and Dragapult. Okay, so no Shiempao with Dragapult, which is pretty interesting. The Tinkaton as well, which is not a Pokemon that we commonly see. That actually kind of gives me a little bit of issues, I suppose. A Basculegion looks pretty strong if I can set it up properly. Regidrago, Double Fairy, not exactly amazing. I think I want to go with Tornadus. Tornadus is really good here. Probably Tornadus plus the Arcanine I think is really solid. And then in the back, I like the Rillaboom to help out against our Shifu, and I think Basculegion as well. Let's see how well this is going to perform. I could have seen a few different other angles that I could have went for. Entity with the Follow Me redirection would have been pretty decent with Basculegion as a setup if I really want to, but I don't think I need to go for that. It's not a bad option, but I like to usually set it up in a position where I can actually threaten the Fluttermane knockout, because if Fluttermane is against Entity plus Basculegion, just a Dazzling Gleam is going to do so much damage to Basculegion if it's like a choice specs. And I don't really want to set up Trick Room, I think, against this team, or at least go against it, because there is Rigraff with Imprison potentially. So that could be a bit of an issue right here. So we'll find out if that's going to be the case. So just trying to figure out like what are my angles here. So agility is going to be pretty important if I can with Basculegion. If I do go for that play though, I do have to make sure that I don't get status if it's Thunder Wave, Tinkaton for some reason, or like maybe Dragapult, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case. Farigiraf has to be stopped here, but we're going to see Dragapult plus Tornadus. So very fast, very offensive. Pretty okay for me. I really don't mind this. I don't know if they're going to go for... I don't know what they'd go for here. I'm pretty sure that I'd rather just go for an Icy Wind plus a Rock Slide immediately, and I don't think that's a bad option. So I think I'm just going to go for it because there's a few options that they could go for, which is like they could go for a Taunt Speed tie if their max speed Torn. They could go for their own Tailwind. I kind of like the idea of Icy Wind Rock Slide because I'd probably knock out both. Maybe I don't knock out Dragapult. I think that'd be super close, but if I do, that'd be a great position. And I can get an extra turn of Tailwind if so. But we're going to see a Tornadus Retreat, which is fine too. We're going to see the what come out? Tinkaton? No, that's Giraffe, right? No, that is Tinkaton. Okay, Tinkaton comes out. They go for a Dragon Dart, so does do quite a heavy amount of damage, but pretty acceptable right here. I am able to get Icy Wind off into both Pokemon here. Pretty solid damage across the board. I'm pretty sure Choice Band Rock Slide does not pick up a knockout in the Dragapult, unfortunately, but still not too bad. Rock Slide going to come out into the Dragapult. Actually does pick up the knockout, so that's actually a really nice knockout here as we get a critical hit. Don't know if it matters, but I would have liked to see if it did or did not, but I'll definitely take that. All right, beautiful. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the Dragapult nearly as much anymore. Flutter Mane's is a bit of an issue still, but they still have a Tornadus in the back. I'm trying to figure out if they go Torn, I'm just going to click Rock Slide and probably Protect, because I don't see a really big punish there unless they go for Tailwind and Gigaton Hammer my Arcanine. Actually, no, I'd probably want to go for Tailwind if that's the case. Yeah. I 100% want to go for Tailwind, that's the case. So, because I don't want to give them too much momentum, even if it costs me my Pokemon right now. Let's see who they're bringing out next, though. It's either Tornadus or we reveal the last one. Tornadus is going to come out. Okay, I'm going to go for the Tailwind, and I'm going to go for the Rock Slide. Because they can fake out a target, and again, if they read a Protect on Tornadus, it's really bad. Although I don't really think that's going to happen most likely. I'm pretty sure we're going to see maybe like a fake out on Tornadus and maybe like a Bleak Wind. That's definitely a potential option. But we're going to see a Terra here. Okay, who's terroring? Is this the Tinkaton? Interesting. Into Terra Water. Okay, so they don't know I'm Choice Banded because of the fact that I crit earlier, so this ends up working out pretty big in my favor because they did get rid of their Steel typing, and now they're weak to Rillaboom, so I am able to get the Tailwind up. They're going to also get their Tailwind up. Let's see who's faster between the Arcanine and Tinkaton. That's going to be a pretty interesting question here. I am going to be faster with my Arcanine. I get a Rock Slide off. I do knock out the Tornadus. Another Cranial Tornadus. I don't know if that one mattered because that's super effective Rock Slide with a Choice Band, so wouldn't be surprised if it didn't matter. Terra Blast, Terra Water. And you see why I went for Tailwind there. You saw why I went for Tailwind there. That is the main reason why. Okay. Beautiful. Let's go out into... I want to go into Rillaboom or do I want to go into Basculegion? I think I want to go Rillaboom first. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Rillaboom first. Let's... I guess like it's a little bit awkward. I'm assuming if it's Terra Blast Tinkaton, I'm assuming it's Assault Vest with like Fake Out Gigaton Hammer, Play Rough, and the Terra Blast, which we just saw. We are gonna see Flutter Mane come out, which is not too surprising. Rillaboom comes out. I am Assault Vest. I guess I have Terra Fire too. But the problem is... I mean, I really don't think you go for a Terra... If you Terra Blast my Rillaboom, you deserve to win this game. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think I could just go for a... 3 turns of 10 with both sides. Yep. I'm just going to go for an Icy Wind here. I'm going to go for the Terra and go for a Wood Hammer into the Tinkaton. Because now I resist a Flutter Mane's Dazzling Gleam, which is pretty big. And also resist Gigaton Hammer if they do go for the Gigaton Hammer. And then afterward, I should have a pretty sealed end game with Basculegion plus the Rillaboom, because I'm pretty sure Rillaboom should be able to knock out the Flutter Mane. Unless it's a crazy amount of defense with the Flutter Mane, but I highly doubt it. We will get a Terra with our Rillaboom. Making sure. Don't Terra Blast. If you Terra Blast, what if it's Choice Band Terra Blast? What does this say? What if it's Choice Band Terra Blast? We'll find out. We'll find out. Looks like that Flutter Mane's hecka slow, unless it's Trick Room Flutter Mane coming out here. I am able to get the Icy Wind off, so that just secures the game. I don't even think I'll need to agility up here. Dazzling Gleam is going to come out into my real. Okay, so the Flutter Mane's an interesting speed tier. Tornadus goes down, and we are able to Woodhammer the Tinkaton, get rid of it, and now I should just win with Basculegion combined with my... I'm pretty sure that I win with Basculegion plus... I'm just like, does this live Woodhammer? I just don't think so. I just don't think so. Especially with the chip that's taken already. So I'm going to go into Basculegion. I'm going to agility, and I'm just going to go for a... just a Woodhammer. Because if they go for a Shadow Ball, that means that the Woodhammer, I think, should just always KO anyway. And if they protect, I just get, like, you know, the agility set up, and then I just go for Last Respect. So it doesn't really matter. So just agility here. Looks like they didn't protect. Realistically, there's no reason to, but yeah. Shadow Ball going to come out into Basculegion. Should pick up with the knockout, but Woodhammer will finish it off. Like, regardless, like, I'm pretty sure that I just had this sealed. And I don't think the Flutter Mane can win. Especially since it has speed investment. I can tell by the Icy Wind numbers. So... yeah, able to knock out the Flutter Mane, and that is a wrap right there. Terra Blast, Tinkaton, the Dragapult was pretty easy to handle because there's no Sheehan Powder that I have to worry about his damage output. And yeah, Arcanine was actually really solid in that match, which just was able to click Rock Slide and do a ton of damage to their team. All right, let's go over the games. In the first game, the Terra on Scissor turn 1 was huge as I brought in Rillaboom to pressure while Basculegion had the agility to outspeed everything. So if my opponent picked up any knockouts, Last Respect would do so much damage. Otherwise, Arcanine and Rillaboom were pressuring big KOs onto my opponent. In game 2, Regidrago blew up the Dondozo immediately, and my opponent had a tough time with my Rillaboom and Basculegion endgame. In game 3, strong start with Regidrago doing heavy damage, and with the Terrifier Rillaboom knocked out the Terrifier Cresselia, which meant my opponent had nothing to tank Dragon Energy and no way to reset Trick Room. In game 4, Choice Band Arcanine was able to heavily damage my opponent's team, while Terrifier Rillaboom was able to clean up the rest. Overall, I absolutely still love this team. There are a few things I'd probably change, and I would have changed between day 1 and day 2 if I was able to advance. Specifically, the Regidrago, I think I would have changed a little bit. I would have probably had Terra Blast over Earth Power. I really don't like Earth Power much. I didn't click it at all throughout the tournament. I had Earth Power just because I thought I could pressure Heatran, but I really didn't find it necessary. Maybe there would be a few EV spread changes here and there. Maybe I would have changed the Entity from Terra Grass into something else. But overall, I really did enjoy using this team, and it was a lot of fun just trying out overall. If you would like to check out the details of the team, you can check them out in the description down below. You can try it out with the render code on your screen. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.